The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
All right, you guys, we're back. We are back. We've got the crew with us. We've got Stein and Hood, and there are 30 of you watching live as we continue our Friday nights with the House of Stein in the Hot 10 list. What's going on, gents?
It's been a bad 24 hours for the folks here in Cincy.
Oh yeah,
Burrow,
Joey
dude.
B.
It's brutal.
Yeah, dude.
What's supposed to happen? What happened to him?
Out for the year.
Season. His wrist
Torn.
allegedly.
Torn ligament or tendon or something like that.
You
Yeah,
play
but
a
they've
brutal
got
sport. It's
Footage
hard.
of him in a cast, right? In a brace. So allegedly he was already hurt.
Man.
So
Yeah. Yeah, did you see Portnoy's trying to sue because he bet $100,000 on that Bengals game, and Burrow was never nothing on the injury report at all, and so he's trying to sue to basically get all those bets wiped because the Bengals didn't disclose that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, but there was footage of Burrow in his hand in a cast, dude. If I would have saw that earlier, I would have put money on Baltimore, dude.
Yeah, it was just a rough night. Season's over, but that's okay.
I feel for you, bro.
All the people that put money on Burrow to win MVP this year.
Oh God. If he's healthy, he probably does win MVP. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, bro.
I mean, honestly, I'd rather them just lose out now. Like, just lose all of them. You'll get an easier schedule next year.
And you'll get a pick.
Yeah, get a higher draft pick. Just lose out. Just suck. We've sucked for decades anyway, so it's not like anything we're not used to. So just go ahead and suck it up. And
that quarterback from Houston's going to win MVP, bro.
You think so?
Oh, man, he's good, bro.
We'll see. I think
Ben should know about him. He played at Ohio State. Should know all about him.
He was remember nobody wanted to draft him because he did so bad on the Wonderlic test.
Yeah. So much for that. Wonderlic my balls.
Shows how much that test is worth. Didn't Pat McAfee, I think, didn't he get a perfect score on it?
On the
or something like
Wonderlic?
that? Somebody, like a punter is like one of the few people that it might have been. It was either Pat McAfee or Pat McAnally. I can't remember. One of them.
Dude, it's hard to find Pat McAfee cards, bro. You only got a few of them. So, anyways, we're talking sports. Too much sports for the comic fans tonight.
Yeah.
You guys, we've got a new segment, our Woe and Blow segment for seeing some crazy artwork and some crazy bad artwork. And sometimes even the crazy bad artwork isn't that bad. It's all in the eyes of the beholder. But we started off this week with a very interesting Woe segment. Let's get into it.
Whoa. Mama.
Whoa. Sex and violence. What is this, Stein? Talk about this book. This book blew me away, bro.
Yeah, so this is
blue.
This is number 3. First of all, I didn't know that there was a 1 or 2. I didn't even know there was the series. You can see it's from Paper Films, which is the same thing that did the Pop Kills, with Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti. And this is a Frazetta cover. I'm not sure exactly how you were able to get this. This is from like 3 years ago. Yeah. So if anybody now, from what I can see, there is these are actually still available on the Paper Films website. Now I'm not selling books for Paper Films, but they still had about 30. Looked like about 30 or 40 left. But you can only get these signed by Palmiotti.
Oh wow!
And you can see where he signed it on this one. I don't know if he signed that. That's where he's got them signed on all of them. You know me, I don't like signed books generally. But yeah, if you can actually still obtain this, but I can't imagine. I've never even heard of this before, so I can't imagine that they printed very many of these, right?
Well, Jimmy Palmiotti, man, way to pull this one out of nowhere and just pick it off of the low hanging fruit tree that people haven't. Why haven't people done this before,
Bro? All I can tell you is that she's Hispanic, bro. You see those thighs, bro? Mama!
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Look at that.
I'm gonna get in trouble for that.
Man, dude, there was a Frazetta book that sold a signed Frazetta Death Dealer CBCS verified book that sold. It was an 8.5 this week. It sold in the market report that we talked about on Wednesday. And anytime I see those Frazetta signed, autographed, anything sell, it was $400 and something somebody bought it for. An 8.5. It was like that reprint of the Death Dealer, great Death Dealer cover, signed by Frazetta on the cover. Oh, $400. I would have paid double that for that. It was so good, dude. But here you guys go. The whoa segment this week. But we can't change it too fast. We've got the blow segment.
Oh, blow.
Oh, that blows. That blows.
What the hell? Show gals?
Show gals. What is that, dude? Shanda the Panda.
Shanda the Panda. Yeah,
Kaka.
number 15. And then I don't know if Brian's got a picture. There's also issue number 21 that is just as bad as 15. Like, this is so terrible. Like,
Bro.
What is this?
Bro.
First of all, she doesn't look like a panda.
Hey, bro, now I can't unsee that shit.
Man.
Is that foiled? That Shanda at the top? Is that embossed gold at the top? Gotta have
Man.
that.
I mean, I don't know. I really don't. Somebody please help me out on this stuff because I don't get it.
Hopefully that's the silent issue.
Well, hey man, these furry books, they sell. They've always sell. You guys remember?
They're furry?
Yeah, this is one of the animal books, Shanda the Panda. So for those of you guys that don't know,
That's
Shanda,
a panda?
I've never seen a panda look like that before.
The series is called Shanda the Panda. And look at all these covers. And now there's different series. So Shanda the Panda number 1 in 92, and then there was 93 to 96 that went to number 14. Look at some of these homage covers. Silence of the Loves. We got to look at some of these, dude. More crazy homage covers, dude. All right, we got to figure out what these are.
Is that Sleepless in Seattle, bro?
Yeah, bro. Look at these, dude.
Get the hell out of here, dude.
Watch.
Hell no, man.
Sleepless in
Man, they
Seattle.
got Pulp Fiction. Hey,
What's
shout
this
out Long
one?
Short.
Yeah, Pulp
Bro,
Fiction. Look at that.
Yeah, bro. That's
Bro.
Long Short, dude. You gotta get that for him for Christmas, dude. Fur Fiction. Hell, I'm in. Look at that. Hell yeah, dude. See what happens when you go down these rabbit holes?
This is Stan Sakai right here.
Yeah, dude. Look at that.
Yeah, by the way, if you guys didn't know, these early Antarctic Press furry issues also have the first professional work of Terry Moore in one, where it's also the original Francine and Kachu from Strangers in Paradise. They were furries when they first made them. What is this an homage to? I don't know. I have no idea on that one.
That looks like that's something.
These
Is
are
that
all
a
something.
turtle?
Look at this one. That's
What is that?
It looks like a Marvel. Isn't there a Marvel cover that has something like that? Like
that's Doom or something like that?
yeah, like Doom or Galactus or something is like behind them. It looks familiar.
Oh,
that
Cinderella.
one's actually, yeah, look at that one. That one's actually pretty
No,
good.
Or is
that's
that
that's
Beauty and the Beast?
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
That
'cause
one's
there's-
actually,
Because there's a clock and
that's a good one.
Beauty and the Beast.
These came out in 1994, you guys. Look at this one. Sex, Lies, and Dinner Dates.
Oh yeah, I remember that movie.
Bro, this is nuts. These are all going to blow up now.
That one's pretty good actually. dude.
Sleepless in Cedar Rabbits. Oh my god!
So
I
there's
gotta
those.
get that Pulp Fiction one, bro.
I know. The Pulp Fiction one's cool. Look at this one. James Bond.
Uh-oh.
You know you're going after the showgirls.
I'm going after any of them, man,
hell
at this
no,
point.
man. Showgirl? No, man. No. Brian,
There's
you
the-
better not buy that. Oh, is that Elf?
Dan DeCarlo.
Oh, wow.
So you got some
You
pretty
see that little
crazy.
baby on the ground, dude? Look at the little baby.
I know. Shanda the
That's
Panda.
creepy, bro.
Yeah, Shanda the Panda is what you're looking for. Very interesting furry anthropomorphic sex adult series, I guess you should say.
Anthropomorphic.
Anthropomorphic. Yep. That means when
Oh,
you
that's
put
Big word alert.
big word. That is our woe and blow segment for this week, you guys. Let's get into Buy the Dip. Starting off with a big one, X23 issue number 1, the Del Auto 1 in 25 variant is starting to come back down to earth and quickly.
Yep. 2 sales in the last 30 days for CJC 98s, $1,250 and $1,600. Both of those are the lowest price since 2020. Yeah. Very, very low for this.
$1,250 and $1,600 for 9/8. I think I saw a raw sell for super cheap too, like $800.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks because this is
Great.
one. It's
cover.
really hard to find. Yeah, it's a great cover. I've only found this once, and I couldn't get a 9.8 on it. It was only 9.4, but
Yeah. It's usually
tough book to get
the
a 9.8,
Virgin
man.
variant of that I find, the X-Men red one.
yeah. But if you have wanted it and thought you could never afford it, it is way, way, way down from its highs.
Yeah. Wow, man. That's nuts. That is a way down. What was the highs on this?
I feel like it got in like over 3. I feel like crap, I should have had that up. GPA, hold on, here we go. I'll look 2 seconds. Let's scroll up here. X23. That is what 20 is that 2010, right?
Yeah.
Del Auto.
September of 2010.
Yeah,
One
basically, so 2016, this was 1,600. 2017 was 1,750. 2018 was 1,800. 2019 was 1,950. 2020 was 2,200. 2021 was 2,500. 2022 was 2,500. And even this year, it's still sold for $2K.
Wow.
Back in just in September. In September, it sold for $2K. That's it pretty. I mean, that's about as for a book like this. that's about as steady of a climb as you can possibly have. I mean, 16, 17, 18, 19, 22, 25. I mean, that is very, very steady. To steady of a rise. So it's not like it was one of those books that went from, $70 to 4,000 or something like that. And you're like, that's dumb.
They Call Me Bruce says, got mine on a trade worth $2,300, have had it for 6 months or so, and don't regret it since she's my character. That's cool. That's good. That's a big deal. When it's your collector that you collect, it doesn't matter for the most part.
Nope.
And if you can be that type of collector, I salute you for sure. Shout out to the one and only Thoro. Make sure you guys go check out Keep It Thoro Comics. He says, "What up, Stein and Bryan and Red Hood?" That's the guy
What up,
right
Thoro?
now. Thoro is man. You guys don't want to get on his bad side because he will find what you have done wrong and take you to task for it. So make sure that your everything is up to par around Thoro because he's doing good work out there. Make sure you guys go sub up to his channel. All right,
Yep.
next on Buy the Dip. Oh, Ultimate Fallout issue number 4. Oh, man, this was 3,000 plus in 9.8, less than a year ago.
Yeah, and it's obviously been coming down, but I actually thought it probably had bottomed out, but clearly not, because this week a CGC 9.8 sold for $1,200, which is the lowest since January of 2021, and that was January 2021. That would have been like in between movies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, peaked at 4,500, and it's now down to $1,200.
Thorough said he made me sound like a horror movie. You are a horror movie to bad guys. Don't want to fuck around with Thorough, man. He's making a savage list, and he's checking it twice.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I like that.
Miguel said Mel bought in. I think he kept. I don't think he got rid of it.
No, he kept it. Justin Shannon said the same thing. I'm into mine for $3,000 too.
How about mine for cover?
I only have a 9.
Yeah, all the copies I ever had, I bought for cover.
Yeah.
Or maybe $10.
Remember when there was polybagged raws selling for like $800?
Oh yeah.
900.
I must have pressed probably 1,000 of those in the last 2-3 years, bro.
Yep.
I mean, that's probably my number one pressed book.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not surprised. So, all right, next on Buy the Dip. JSA Secret Files and Origins, issue number 1 from 1999. A lot of first appearances in here, right?
Hawk Girl.
Yeah, the Hot Girl is the
Atom Smasher, right?
This what's funny about this book, this is like a super consistent book as well.
Yeah.
So since 2015, so like for the last 8 years, this book has been in 9.8 has been 120 plus, between 120 and 250 for the last 8 years, which is crazy, right? I mean, like that doesn't really happen, and especially on a book like this.
No, I remember when this book started getting some heat was around the Flash TV series when
Right.
those,
Hot
so
Girl,
it was
yeah.
right around there. Yeah.
And it just never went down. Like it's basically been right in that same price point for 8 years. That's a long time. But this week it basically sold for the lowest price pretty much since then. A CGC 9.8 sold for $90. Which, like I said, there's been a couple outlier sales that were right around that, or over the last 8 years, but for the most part, that book has been, it's been 120 plus. So this is pretty much as low as it's ever gotten.
Black Adam really fucked this book over, man.
Yeah, dude.
This book should be a $500 9.8 if Black Adam wasn't as bad as it was.
Yeah, I still like the book. I mean, I still think it's just, I mean, if you're going to buy it, now is a good time to buy it because it's not really been any cheaper.
By the way, Secret Files and Origins are great buys for almost any of the characters or the teams out there that you can find the Secret Files and Origins, because they're little anthology books and they have all kinds of continuity information and background data. And I think the very first Jeff Johns Green Lantern story is a Secret Files and Origins book too. So be on the lookout for a lot of those Secret Files and Origins books just to pick up for cheap and read. So,
nice.
Yeah. All right, next. Oh, I saw this. I love this book, and I can't believe that this is a sub 500 9.8. Batman, Harley Quinn, the famous Alex Ross Joker and Harley Quinn dancing cover. First in DC continuity Harley Quinn book. And for the longest time, it was either this or Mad Love as her first appearance. People didn't even think about Batman Adventures 12. It wasn't even labeled in Wizard as her first appearance for the longest time. It was either Mad Love or this as the origin and in continuity that everybody went for, including myself, and we all hitting ourselves on the heads for that one.
Yeah, and this is another book that's been like super consistent over the years. There was a couple low points, but it's been pretty consistent for a pretty long time. This thing during COVID did peak over $1,000 for 9.8s, but it did sell for a measly $350 for 9.8 on this. Yeah. So again, it's another one of these. Yeah, it's another one of these PC books, and you're like, I always kind of wanted it, but I didn't really want to spend $700 on it. Now at $350, it seems like
if you're just getting started on collecting, like this is definitely in the top 100 you tell someone to buy. Right?
Yeah, bro, that would be a great list to put together. We should put that list together. Like the top, if you're just getting into collecting comics, here are the top like 100 keys to be on the lookout for as a new collector.
Yeah, like you just have to have, right?
Yeah.
And this Alex Ross cover is it's phenomenal, man. You know, it's just that book is going to be talked about for long after we're gone, man, you know.
Well, here's some more crazy info about this. So, I love this cover. I'm a huge Alex Ross fan. But I went the route back in the day. Instead of buying the books, I wanted the prints or G-Clays. Is that how you say it? G-Clays of the images. So I would go to San Diego every year, and instead of buying the cover, I would go to their booth, and they'd usually have a print or a limited art piece. Mm. And Alex Ross always had limited, beautiful, high quality prints, and I think that he put this out and he limited to maybe 150, and it's signed, and I bought that, had that professionally framed. I did the same thing with the famous Supergirl Legion of Superheroes Adam Hughes and the Catwoman 51. Wow. I did that with those two, and you know what? Prints and this type of stuff really don't sell that much anymore. Artists don't do much of them. So, but yeah, we definitely need to come up with that list and do a show like 4 shows on it, break it down into 4 shows, and then we also need to do a show based on some really cool prints. And
see, artists should take full advantage of their art by doing these prints, because somebody else is going to take advantage of your art and make a foil cover of it and make money on it. So you might as well, if you're an artist, make as much money as you can on your own art, right? I mean, it's just.
Amen.
And Brian, it is. You're not going to believe how this is pronounced.
Oh, great.
It starts with a G, but it's pronounced Z-Clay.
What? Z-Clay.
Yes.
Z-Clay. A Z-Clay.
It's French or something like that.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah.
definitely French.
Is Zicrel.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with an
Correct.
eclair.
Yeah. Just a thin wafer. One more wafer. It's wafer thin. Would you like a mint? It is wafer thin. All right. Moving on. Spawn issue 306, the NetherRealm variant, you guys, is back on Buy the Dip. How can it get back on Buy the Dip after seeing sales of 9.8 sell for 3,000 plus, and then they drop down to 1,000 then they drop down to 800? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you could have picked up a 9.8 signature series of this for $300 this week.
Yeah, and there's been several Raws that have barely sold over $100.
Yep.
It's crazy. I mean, those people that whoever that person was, man, that you talk about single-handedly tanking a book. Not that I don't want to say to like single-handedly pumping up a book either. Like, I don't want to say that that's the right thing to do either.
Yeah.
But it's not much different than some of these people that that are post and they're all just bragging posts is all they are.
Warehouse
when
finds.
you post, hey, I've got 70 copy or of this book or something like that, and then you try and sell them all at the same time. Like that's just bad business. Like that's not smart. No matter what you
listen. Keith playing cover tune says, "Oh boy, we're looping drama." Listen, I would have never thought I would see this book back on Buy the Dip, but I never thought I would see this book sell for sub $400 in a 9.8 either. I never thought I'd see it sell for sub $1,000 in a 9.8. It just keeps dropping, and when we're gonna see copies start selling for less than $100 raw, that is just complete destruction of secondary market on a book. So that is Buy the Dip, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys check out the link below. Shout out to our boy Richie, aka Dollar. Make sure to check out his YouTube channel, Spec Media. You can find links below. Shout out to him and everything that he does over there. He's putting out great content. You guys can find a playlist of that content on the House of Stein YouTube page also below. That links to Richie's data and content. All right, you guys, let's get into it. The Almost 10. Starting off with a Momoko book. Star Wars Visions Peach Momoko, issue number 1, The Virgin 1 in 100. And I am not a fan.
okay.
Caca. Caca.
Okay, two things. First, I'm in love with the Almost 10 this week. But
Yes.
two, I don't understand. First of all, how did Peach Momoko get her name on a Star Wars title? Like it's actually part of the title. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like, okay, great. She wrote it and she drew it. Okay, well, that's fine, but it's not, it's not Alex Ross Marvels. It's just the Marvels. Like, I mean, or whatever. Yeah, I mean, that's not, I don't understand how she could get her name on a Star Wars book, but she did. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. Like, I
was
feel
about to
like
say, what is that?
It's caca.
I keep looking at the thing above the person's head, and I think that's the head, and it's got like a star sticking out of their head, but that's not the head. The head's below, and it's just
Looks like
really
a chocolate
confusing.
starfish to me.
Yeah, it's I can't figure it out.
Yeah, that is Jedi sausage. Yeah, JC Comic stuff says it's Jedi sausage. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It definitely looks like Jedi sausage. Do we want to know what's in the sausage? Momoko sausage? No, we don't. Yeah. Oh God, that is rough, man. That is rough.
But it is selling for 110 to 100 and a quarter. So
There we go.
somebody must want it.
Somebody's out there going, "Wow, oh my God, is that the peach one? I gotta have it."
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like, "Okay,
Yeah.
$100."
Ryan says, "What was she thinking?" I don't know. But there's people out there that love this art. There's people out there that adore this and buy every Momoko cover, no matter how good they think it is. So, and I agree.
It's
Alex
Alex Comic
Ross.
Tom, right? It's because of Comic Tom.
It's because of something. I don't know.
Draw another one, Peach.
Yeah. Moving on the next almost 10 book. Bomb Queen versus Hack Slash, issue number 1. Two great famous TNA characters. Bomb Queen, probably the ultimate TNA character of the early 2000s. Some of that Bomb Queen stuff was absolutely make people blush nowadays compared to the, some of the craziness we're seeing even nowadays. Bomb Queen stuff will make you blush, but I've never heard of this one. This was a one-shot from Shadowline and Image right here.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I've never even. Apparently, this must have been when I was out of comics because I don't even know who Bomb Queen is. So,
What the fuck is that?
Valentino,
back,
right?
dude?
Jim Valentino.
Is that a hole,
it's a horse and a cat.
bro?
Actually, I have no idea what it is. Yeah, but yeah, this sold for $25 this week. So, it's another one of those weird Hack Slash books that,
Bro, people that are buying that shit, dude, put them on the fucking like put a sign out in front of their house, bro.
Igor Volkov says, Brian, how high would you have to be to actually like that Momoko cover? I don't think there is enough indica out there for that, my friend. I don't think there is. But
Yeah, better Ray, Bill.
jeez. Yeah, Shadowline is Jim Valentino's imprint at Image. So shout out to Zabit for that one. Great call. Interesting.
yeah, I agree. I agree, Tony. It is. She is swinging a lit bomb that's attached to a chain.
That's awesome,
Like,
dude.
is she gonna blow herself up? Like what?
That's great, dude. How much did this sell for?
25.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
2011. All right, next on the Almost 10, this is an interesting one too. Night Drive, a self-published comic from 1984 by Richard Sala. This is Richard Sala's first published work, and for those of you who don't know, Richard Sala is a famous artiste.
Bro,
Yeah.
it's Beavis and Butthead, bro.
That's what I thought too. Oh my gosh, I thought the same thing.
Fire.
Yeah, Richard Sala it says here, Richard Sala grew up with a fascination for musty old museums, dusty old libraries, cluttered antique shops, narrow alleyways, hidden truths, double meanings, sinister secrets, and spooky old houses. He has written and drawn a number of unusual graphic novels and has provided illustrations for a variety of clients all over the world. His books include The Hidden Delphine, Cat Burglar Black, The Bloody Cardinal, Violent Girls, Violenza, and Other Deadly Amusements. So famous underground artists, I imagine. If there's anybody in the chat that's a Richard Sala fan, let us know. This is a pretty big first appearance right here that even though I don't know too much of the artist, we're going to have to add to the Beyond Wednesday's Creator First list on this one.
Yeah, and this guy's been dead for a while. So I'm guessing. So the copy that sold this week, he signed on the first page.
Yep.
And I'm guessing that maybe his signature may be very difficult to get, because this thing sold raw for $2,000.
It's pretty tough to get right now too, because he's dead.
That's how he signed him right there too. Those of you guys that want to know, he put a little skull in there on the first page. 1984, this came out.
Damn.
Yeah.
Apparently, he doesn't quite understand, like, I don't know, central noses or something, because they're like everybody's like leaning to the side.
Here's some more Richard Sala art for these you guys that might want to check it out. This is a lot of Richard Sala stuff. Much beloved underground artist. So very interesting. Very interesting.
Pass.
How much did this sell for again?
$2K.
Wow. Well, if you guys think that's crazy, how about another beloved artist and his art book? Now, this one is beautiful. Prohibited, the hardcover, Volume 1 by Louis Royo, put out by Heavy Metal Press in 2003. Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah. This I've never heard of Luis Royo. I've never heard of this book. There's like 3 or 4 volumes of this, right?
Yeah. Here's Volume 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where's Volume 1? Go to Volume 1, Brian.
Here's Volume 3. We were just looking at Volume 1. This is Volume 3. And then, of course, here's Volume 1, the one we're looking at right now.
Hey, bro, this artist is badass, bro.
Right? Beautiful cover.
I mean, it looks like,
Is
like
he alive? Is he alive?
I think he might have passed too, but I could be wrong on that one.
Dude, I
Could be
hope he
wrong.
didn't die, dude. That's a bad motherfucker right there,
Yeah.
dude.
Luis Royo. No, he's still alive.
Okay.
69.
69 years old. There we
Yeah,
go.
Perillo ain't got nothing on roll, bro.
Well, this guy is a old school. Is he an old school heavy metal artist? I'd imagine, because this is a heavy metal publication. So,
Bro, that looks like Natalie Portman, bro.
beautiful, beautiful art, in my opinion, on this one. Way better than Momoko, in my opinion.
That's better than the peach cover.
Yeah. Royo was Perillo before Perillo existed. That says keep it thorough. Speaking of Perillo and Carla Cohen, I need to make a message soon.
I told you, get your money back, bro.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take care of it for you if you want me to.
How much did this one sell for, Stein?
Same thing. Signed copy on the first interior page. This one sold for $200. I think cover price on this was $12 or something like that. So if you want one unsigned, you could probably get it. I don't know, $25 maybe, $30.
Unreal. There you go. Moving on next on the Almost 10, Macabre, issue number 1 by Antarctic Press from 2013. Richard Moore's Macabre.
Have you ever seen this one before?
No, but those zombies are pretty crazy looking, man.
Yeah, that's why I say that for whatever reason, the books I was finding this week were just like crazy. Like, I'm like, I've never seen this one before. I've never seen this one before. Yeah,
Man.
yeah, this one. You said this was Antarctic Press.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2013. Okay,
Yeah.
so not like their old stuff, right? Like this is probably like their newer.
That's a great question. I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, like some of their stuff from like way earlier is like impossible to find.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I wouldn't think that this one would be as impossible because it's a little bit more current. But I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe it is really hard to find. This one sold a VF copy, sold for $40. So it's not cheap by any stretch, but it's another one of those. I think if you were like looking through back issue bins, one, you wouldn't be like, hey, I'm going to go look for Macabre in the M section. But I feel like it would be one that if you saw it, you'd be like, and if it said $3 or something on it, you'd be like, I probably should buy that for $3.
Wow. That's nice. I would definitely pick that up if it was $5 or less in any long box without even knowing what it was. I'd pick it up. That's one of those books. So, all right. Next, Bob's Burger, issue number 1, the Devin Roth 1 in 25 from Dynamite back in 2014. This is the volume 1 of the series. This was the big book at the time. I remember this. Out of all those books that came out for issue 1, there's quite a few variants. This was the one everybody wanted.
Yeah, this one hit a crazy all-time high this week. A CGC 9.8 of this sold for $650.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
And this was something that a lot of us spec'd on back in the day once Rick and Morty comics really blew up. It was like, what's going to be next in that kind of vein of art and, comic style. And Bob's Burger was one everybody was talking about. And shout out to shout out to Jesse James Comics, who was really big on these Bob's Burger stuff. I think he might have been the only one of the few shops that did variants for these. So
cool.
Very cool. All right, next on the list, Frozen, the second print of Frozen, I guess number 1 or no number, or from January of 2015.
Yeah, so this was like this might have been the first Joe book that did Disney. Is that right?
I believe so.
Yeah, so there was a first print and a second print. It's just a one-shot, no number. The first print does not have the barcode on the front. So if you're looking and you're like, which one is it? The first print has the barcode on the back. Okay. Not that you guys are out there looking for Frozen books, but you might want to at least look in those kid books because a CGC 9.8 of this sold this week for $210, which is an all-time high.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
And the first print 9.8s only sell for like 80 to 90. So the second print is much, much more expensive.
Very, very cool. All right, next. Oh, this is beautiful. WWE WrestleMania 2017 special number 1, the Jim Rugg 1 in 20 variant, the What If George the Animal Steel helped Macho Man win cover. What a great cover this is, man. Shout out to Jim Rugg.
Okay, so I grew up in the 80s, so I'm very, very familiar with, with Macho Man, George the Animal Steel. But I don't know if I'm the only one, but George the Animal Steel, his body hair makes me want to throw. Like I can't even look at it. Like I literally am like glancing and not looking at it because it's grossing me out. It's just so bad. And I wondered if it was like real, like, or did he like just take like black, like, I don't know, eye makeup or something and like brush it on all his hair to make it stand out worse. If anybody knows if that's like the real color of his hair, because it's gross.
I love how this looks so worn too.
Yeah, for sure. I love the way that they used the what if. That was really cool.
Yeah.
But CGC 9.8 of this sold this week for $190.
Wow. That's cool.
I would
Great
tend to think a
covers.
1 in 20. Probably not that easy to get of this, right? I mean, this is like a one shot from a WWE book.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like that would be super heavily ordered.
Another Boom Studios book that I remember Jesse just having a ton of. I picked up a CGC 9.8 of the Macho Man at his shop. I think I paid like $20 for it. Graded. He was just selling them outright,
No shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Dude, you made a killing on it because I think that one still holds the value, man. It's like
Yeah.
a couple of $100, man.
Yeah. So most of these WWE or WWF, however you want to say it, books that Boom put out at the time are great, and some great variant covers. The Sting one from WonderCon is a great one. The Macho Man's a great one. I mean, there's a ton of them. So, and this one's a great one. Beautiful. All right, next, Vampirella issue number 10 from the 2001 Harris Comics series. This is the Alex Horley Classic variant, limited to 1,500. And if you guys thought there were some crazy covers on the Pandaverse thing that we were just Shanda the Panda, the Vampirella covers in this series are absolutely beautiful, man. I mean, they don't get much better, especially this issue. You got that Alex Horley one. You've got the A cover for this that is fan-frickin-tastic. Look at that.
Yeah, the Mayhew. It's yeah, and then there was a Panther is the other variant. And I don't remember who that cover artist was.
Isn't that Linsner? I think that might
it
be
looks
Linsner.
like.
Yeah, it looks like Lesnar.
But I don't see Linsner. Usually he puts his signature on there.
Yeah.
And I don't see it, but
look at just the covers for this run. I mean, look at these just the A covers. I mean, they're all great. 3's great. 2's great. 5 is great. 6 is great.
This was Mayhew at his absolute best.
Yes. I couldn't agree more. Look how great all these are. I mean, fantastic. The higher runs, you start getting some of the early Adam Hughes stuff, right? Isn't that Adam Hughes right there?
That's Amanda Connor. I know that.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, some of these are Amanda Connor. I mean, look at these are all, and they have variants on these too, right? A lot of these are variant covers. They have the variants too. I mean, just amazing variants in this run.
Yeah. Fun fact on that issue number 1.
There's the Bruce Timm.
On the issue number 1, with the wraparound cover, I do have the blue variant of that.
Yeah.
Is that the one I pressed for you, bro?
No, nobody's pressed it. I've still got it sitting here. It needs pressed badly, but it's numbered out of 100.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Mama!
Ooh, I like the chromium one, dude. The J. Scott.
Oh, yeah, the Campbell. Hell
the
yeah,
hollow.
bro.
Oh,
hell yeah, dude.
Dude, look how great all these are. We're going to go over this Vampirella run on another show, because it's too good not to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Damn,
this one sold for 95, which it seems like that's not very much, but it was only selling, like, the prior sales were only like $30 or $40. But I will say that if you find these, you should probably buy, regardless of artist, you should probably buy them, because most of these, especially from the Harris run, were limited to either 1,000 or 1,500. So if you find any of these variants, they're not heavily printed, and they're not easy to find.
No, that's for sure. Vampirella is a section of every comic shop you should be looking in. So, all right, next on the Almost 10, Shattered Earth, issue number 3 from Malibu, 1988. Now, is this like an early cover from a famous artist? What's going on here?
That is Jim Ballant.
Wow, look at that.
Yes. So I don't know how early this was I mean, I don't know if this is like one of his earliest. I'm not really sure. But yeah, it's actually a pretty like, if you just ignore what kind of is your eyes are drawn to initially, if you kind of just look at the subject matter of it, like where she's crying because basically Earth is like, I mean, they got like multiple hurricanes going on. And,
yeah, they got multiple Cat 5s out there, bro.
Yeah, I mean, there's just like, I mean, like the whole Earth. I mean, it's kind of a, depressing cover. Like if you actually just get by the,
bro, that looked like the Atlantic this year, bro. With the hurricanes, man.
Yeah, I'd never seen this one before. But cool space cover. Shattered Earth, $40 is what this thing sold for. So, again, if these old Eternity, there's some really good cover art in a lot of those, a lot of Dave Stevens stuff. There's some really good stuff in some of those.
Okay.
Those publishers back then.
Well, speaking of Jim Ballant, I just had to add Jim Ballant to the Beyond Wednesday's Creators First list. I've got first work as Sergeant Rock, number 393. Now we just need to find out his first cover. So, chat, we're working on the first Jim Ballant cover to add to the list tonight. So if you guys can figure it out, let me know. All right. Next on the Almost 10. I love this one. I don't know if we've talked about this before on the Almost 10, but this is so cool. We've talked about the Thrasher comic books. This is Thrasher Magazine, Volume 1, Number 1, from January of 1981, you guys. Super tough to come by. Very tough to come by in high grade. I love this webpage because you can literally go through each, page and look at the whole comic or the whole magazine. Look at this. 1981, a copy sold for $1,000 this week on eBay, and not in high grade either. For Thrasher number 1, $1,000.
Man, when I was
Dogtown, bro.
I know when I was a kid. So this came out when I was 7. Man, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a skateboarder so bad. We took a trip when I was like 10, I think, to California, and man, we didn't in Ohio, like we did not have vans at all. But we went to California, man. I got me some vans, and I thought I was like the coolest, like ever. But man, I could not skateboard for the life of me. I remember trying to go down a hill, man, and it just, it was just tumbled all the way down the hill. Like I couldn't do it. It was just I didn't have the balance to do it.
Bro, I fell down so many times trying to skateboard, dude. Bro.
Oh man, I grew up skating. I even grew up. We used to even skate on those little banana boards to get better skating on the bigger boards. We'd skate on the banana boards. And then I remember the first time getting into skateboards, there was a skate shop right next to our arcade. There was a movie theater up the road, and next to the movie theater was a skateboard shop and an arcade. And the skateboard shop was called Bear Cover. And we used to go in there, and I would buy Garbage Pail Kids from there and fingerboards, and we'd get duct tape.
Oh, the fingerboards. I remember the fingerboards. Woo!
Yeah.
I remember my first board was a John Lucero board.
Oh, nice.
And I went on eBay, and that fucking board that I used to have is like $700. Where he's trying to
pull out
the demons trying to break through.
Yep.
And that's because the board is used and fucked up, and I'm like, damn, so much for that shit.
So a shout out to our boy Blue Green Artifacts, who's just doing great jobs with the magazine information and getting deep into the magazine stuff. So I had to throw a couple magazines on here, and this is one of my all-time grails that I gotta find one sometime in the future. I'm hoping to pick one of these up eventually, but yeah, $1,000 raw for this. And the magazine stuff doesn't end there. How about this one? Blue Book Magazine, Volume 99, Number 1, from May of 1954, has the first U.S. James Bond appearance, which is the story Live and Let Die, and it's even got it on the cover. Look at that.
Hold it. Volume 99 in 1954? Yep. When did this come out? In like Abe Lincoln days?
A lot of those early magazines did, yeah.
Wow.
1800s. This sold, a copy of this sold raw for $404. Yeah.
Is that a shark? Would that qualify for a John
looks like
Z
a barracuda.
Shark cover?
That's a barracuda.
Barracuda?
Yeah.
Is a barracuda a form of a shark?
It's a fish with teeth.
What?
You don't remember
I figured it had teeth.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, is it like a species of shark?
I don't know. Who knows? It's scary looking, that's for sure, though. So
that might be the dumbest question I probably have ever asked, but that's okay. I'll ask it anyway.
Yeah. Well, I love this type of stuff. These are super cool. We always got to throw these cool things up there. I think couple months ago, we did the first. What was the guy that did Scientology?
Oh, L. Ron Hubbard.
L. Ron Hubbard's first, professional work or first working, something I think came up, and then the Stephen King one came up, and yeah, but this is super cool. $404 it sold for raw. So,
see, I knew I would get crucified. It's not. I knew it was probably a really dumb question. Oh well.
It's a saltwater pike. Okay, all right. All right, next we have Classic G.I. Joe, the trade paperback. This is number 15 of the trade paperback series. It collects issues 146 through 155, which are the final volumes of the Real American Hero Marvel series. And these Classic G.I. Joe trade paperbacks sell for good money. And this one sells for ridiculous money, $500+ raw for this book. Yeah. So, Joe is working on putting together his classic A Real American Hero G.I. Joe run.
Oh, almost done. Almost done.
Is there only a single printing of this trade?
I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you on that one, but I know they are rare because I used to look for them and could never find them.
I wonder if this came out in hardcover, if that's a hardcover or not.
No, this was a soft cover trade paperback. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. And it wasn't even in the greatest condition. You could tell it was red. So $510.75 it sold for with 46 bids.
So. 75 cents. That would have put me out. I'd be like, nope, can't do it.
Man, I was telling Ben like the issues like in the 120s, 130s, 140s, like some of the covers are just phenomenal, man. And I'm just like we never talk about some of these covers. The artwork was badass, and for a series that died out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they were bringing it.
Yep. So Patrick Hooper says, shout out to Big Clutch on the Duke 1 variant. So there we go. Shout out to our boy Big Clutch. So, well, that is the Almost 10, you guys. You can catch this Almost 10 list every Friday here on the House of Stein. And then we replay it in a clip on Beyond Wednesdays 7 days later for the review, which I do right before this show. So I play the review of last week's Almost 10 on Beyond Wednesdays, and it leads into the new live Hot 10. So check that every Friday night on Beyond Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. And watch that, get caught up on last week's Almost 10 to bring you into the new week's list that we do every Friday here on the House of Stein YouTube channel at 11 p.m. Eastern. All right, you guys, what you've been waiting for, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Gotta change that music, bro.
Yeah, I know. I gotta figure out a good one. I'm
can
working
I
on it.
I pick some stuff, bro.
Of course you can. Of course
All
you
right.
can. Of course you can, dude.
Like this, a top 10. You gotta get people pumped up, bro.
I agree.
Top 10.
We'll figure out some good shit. This is another pulp, right? Another pulp showing up on the honorable mention, the Golden Age honorable mention list. Zeppelin stories from June of 1929.
Okay, yeah, I don't know much about this one. First of all, the cover cracks me up. The gorilla of the gas bags. That's really funny to me. It just cracks me up. But yeah, this is not like a provocative cover or anything. I think this book is just I don't even know the word for rare, but apparently this one is crazy rare. This did sell on Heritage this week, and they said that's the only second copy they have ever seen ever. Like, and Heritage sees all the crazy stuff, but yeah, VG Plus copy of this sold for $29,000.
Wow. Somebody must know something. Like, there's got to be something in that.
Well,
book.
they're starting to be graded now, right? So
Yeah, but I don't know. Has this artist done some other significant, like, it's by Gil Brewer? I wonder if that's the artist or the writer. Gail Thompson, Balloon Juice. You got to have some of that balloon juice, you know?
oh my gosh, dude. That's
You
funny.
want my balloon juice? Sorry. Anyway.
Well, big money on the pulps, man. Big money on the pulps, that's for sure. So
What do you think of this cover?
I think it's funny. I think it's cool.
it's interesting.
I mean, it's odd.
It is very odd. Like when you like actually start to look at it, like it's just he's hanging on a ladder, hanging out of the blimp. Like
The Hindenburg, bro.
yeah, I mean, what is going on? Like, what kind of smart monkey is that?
Why is there a gorilla or a baboon in a blimp?
I don't know.
Right?
Hey, why not?
And what is balloon juice? What does that mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What's balloon juice?
I don't
Maybe the gorilla
understand.
thinks it has some balloon juice.
I don't know. It's crazy.
There's something cryptic, Illuminati type of shit going on in that book, bro.
Yeah, something.
It's weird, man. That's for sure. It is weird. So, all right, moving on to the regular honorable mention this week. A gorgeous Lee Bermejo cover for the Deviant #1. This is the 1 in 100 version of that, and it looks better with the trade dress, in my opinion.
I'm so irritated that they're doing a version of this that's going to be like a store variant.
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh,
What a
why?
waste.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Yeah, why would you do that? Like, if this thing's going to be rare, which I'm sure is going to not be easy to get because it's a 1 in 100 of. Who was the publisher on this?
This
Is this Image?
Yeah, this
Who is
is no, this is James Tynan, right? So this is this is Image, right? Yeah, Image.
Yeah, don't have a stupid. Just do a different cover. It's not that
Yes.
difficult. Just don't do that. Yeah, 100 a quarter on this one. I'm with Brian. I like I'd rather the trade dress be on there.
Have you guys read it yet?
No. Have you?
I picked up a couple of. I haven't had a chance to read it though. I mean,
What's the story? What's the story about?
Santa Claus.
Oh,
I'm trying to find it. It has something to do with Santa, but like they've done some crazy Santa Claus movies. One with Mel Gibson, and the other with the guy from Stranger Things and the Black Widow movie. What's his name? He played the Red Guardian,
Yeah.
and so
There's
it's
also
like,
the one with the Bad Santa. That one was good.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Lefteros. I don't know who is doing the Virgin. It may be straight from.
I think it's Beaver. Is it Beaver Comics or something like that?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, who knows? How much are these selling for on the secondary?
This is 1 and a quarter, so 125.
Okay. All right. Shout out to Lefteros, working with Cover Price, putting out great FOC
so
stuff.
I picked up the regular, and then they have a one with
Snow Globe.
Snow Globe, and it says it's a Christmas story by James Tinian and Joshua Hickson, and it's supposed to, I don't know, it's kind of interesting.
Mutant Beaver, I think that's who it is, right? I think it's Mutant Beaver. I could be wrong on that one though. So
I didn't pull up the synopsis. It was something to do with fucking Santa or some shit.
yeah. Well, it's a creepy cover by Bermejo. That's for sure. That's for sure. All right, number 10 this week, you guys. Amazing Fantasy issue number 1. First appearance of Aranya, which you obviously know why it's on the list this week. Everybody's going crazy because of Madam Web. And I don't know why, because we've all been specking on these books for a long time. I bet you this book is blowing up because of this trailer coming out, and it's probably selling for less than it did when we first heard about the rumor, right?
Oh, yes. But these had dropped, 9/8 of these had dropped down below $100.
Yes. Crazy.
Yeah. So the bump this week basically took it from below 100 up to like 125 to 150. So clearly not back to where it was, but definitely more than what it was just a few weeks ago.
Shit, I sold the 9/8 of this like a couple of years ago for like $300.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doc Joe says the Vampirella purchase from the Almost 10 was his. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Do you think we're going to get any movement on this to continue? Like if the movie shows that she's going to be part of the universe going forward?
Man, I want to like this shit, but like I can't tell what they're trying to do. Are they are they world building for the eventual for bringing over Spider-Man
Miles,
or like if that's what they're doing with Morbius and they get this world together, kind of doing it in reverse. Usually you have the superhero and then you introduce the bad guy. They're doing the bad guys and then you throw in the kind of reverse. Like if that's what they're doing, okay. But then if they're just making movies like to trick people into going and seeing them and it's like, we're never going to bring Spider-Man. We're just going to show you all these fucking C characters, and make movies out of them,
I mean, has Sony done any good movie that has to do with superheroes? Have they done any?
No.
Mm.
No. Not that was like really good. There's a couple.
Well,
that you
like
can say
the
aren't
Amazing
bad.
Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire's probably the one
Yeah.
outlier.
I still have yet to get to understand the love for that. Because if you go back and rewatch that, the editing on that is so bad. The transitions, go back and watch it again and look at it's like you're watching a soap opera. It is so bad. Like it completely distracts from that entire movie when you start seeing the fade from scene to scene. Oh, it's so awful. Like if you actually watch it and just forget that you liked the characters, the movie itself was terrible. I've yet to understand all the love for that one. But yeah,
hey, I gotta go, guys. I'll see y'all later.
Yeah.
No, I hate when you see one of those things that makes you just hate a movie like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that I've hated the movies. Yeah, I mean the animated movies. I mean that's what the Coit said. Is
but see, that's what you said when you watch it back. So when you go back and you remember the first time you saw it and how that made you feel in the movie theater with other fans of Spider-Man, and when you came out of the theater and you were talking to your friends about it, those are the things that I remember. Like if I watch a movie and then go through it like, oh, that sucks, and the lighting, and you can critique it like later on, but like I always think about movies like the memories that I have the first time I saw Empire Strikes Back or Jedi or things like that. Those memories is what I hate to think of movies, because I mean there's issues with all these movies from the 80s and 90s, even today, but
I guess my thoughts are though, like the first Spider-Man had way more impact than the second one. Like, because that was like, holy cow, freaking Spider-Man is on
Yeah.
the movie. So oh my gosh, what is going on? And like the second one, I don't know, while I didn't hate the movie, I just and like I said, after rewatching it like several times, it just the more I watch it, the more irritated I get with the transitions between scenes. It's just so irritating. And I'm so glad that Sam Raimi like doesn't do those, because he is awful. Like he is so bad. Like how did he ever land those movies to start with? I have no idea.
It's because he's Sam Raimi, man. Evil Dead, baby. That's the only thing you need to know.
Right. Which you can get away with it on a movie like Evil Dead, but you cannot get away with that on a blockbuster Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
You know, he directed that movie For the Love of the Game with Kevin Costner, the baseball
know
movie. Did you know that? It's
Sam
fucking
Raimi did?
Sam Raimi, bro. I bet you didn't know that.
I didn't know.
I did not know that one.
That's why I'm here.
We love you for it. All right. Moving on. What are these selling for again? Sorry.
9/8 are back up to 125, 150.
There we go. All right, next at the number 9 spot, Amazing Spider-Man number 30 from the Volume 2 run in 2001. Now, this is one of those perfect storm books, right? Mm-hmm. It's got 3 things going on with it, at least 3 things going on with it, if not more. If you're a J. Scott Campbell fan and you like this cover, it's first J. Scott Campbell Spider-Man art, first Ezekiel, and first Moreland. So you got 2 great first appearances, a great creator first, a decent cover, J. Scott Campbell, good girl art cover. And people love this first storyline, the Straczynski run. And it has those J. Scott Campbell covers, the John Romita Jr. art on the interior, back when he wasn't completely kick-assed out. But this is a book that I think should always have gotten love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, so obviously because of Ezekiel, that's the villain in Madam Web, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's why, I mean, it's basically 9/8 of this were around 100, jumped up to 150 to 180 this week. There is a newsstand of this. This is not a. So this weird run was like, I can't remember which issue it was, but one of the lowest printed Spider-Man books ever, or Amazing Spider-Man books ever, was in that run somewhere, like issue like
28, 29.
It was 28, something 29. Like that. So so I don't
impossible.
The bankruptcy years,
yep,
or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know if this one was, if 30 was more heavily printed, or if it was about in the same range as those other that are like the lowest printed ever.
Like it's like the early 400s, and then you get up to right around, what was this? 30 was the legacy was what, 500 and something, 510, 518, something like that, or is that in the 400s as well?
Trying to remember, because it only went for like 56 issues or 58 or something like that, and then it jumped back to legacy numbers. I can't remember where it kicked back in, but yeah, all the things that Brian said. Yep. Campbell, first appearance.
471. Very good. Yeah. So the 400s, like if you collect an Amazing Spider-Man and you go down rabbit holes on that shit, is like you get those early 400s, man. They're hard to find in high grade.
Very cool.
Yep.
All right. At number 8 this week, Fantastic Four, number 13, just came out. This is the Art Adams 1/25 Galactus variant. And yeah, who can't say, I can't say no to a Galactus variant by Art Adams ever.
What is up with the trade dress on this?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah. They should have just went Fantastic. They messed up on this, and we talked about this before. If you remember the famous one with I think it's a Frank Miller one where he's on fire and the trade dress is on fire. They should put the fire over the trade dress every issue, because otherwise it looks terrible.
That's like fucking early 90s font Fantastic Four shit. You know what I mean? That are in back bins, and like this could get lost in a back bin, you know, and you would think that it was from the 90s. You know what I mean? Just that. Like they got to get rid of that trade dress, man.
Is this pretty much all Art Adams does anymore? Is this exact same pose and just changes it from Mary Jane to Black Cat to Galactus to whatever he wants to?
Yeah, he could do about whatever he wants at this point, man.
Yeah.
What is this selling for?
This one is selling for $32.50.
How much?
I mean, it is a
250?
30 to 50.
Oh,
30. No, not
okay.
30.
Yeah,
$30 to $50. Yeah. So I mean, it's a number 13 issue. So I wouldn't necessarily think that it's not like it was a number 1 or number 2 or something like that. So I don't know. This maybe down the road, maybe this one will be harder to find. I don't know.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, Tony says Fantastic Four needs a rebranding. I agree.
They're about to get it. And I don't know if it's going to be in a good way. Yeah. All right, moving on to number 7 this week. A book we saw last week, X-Force, issue number 46, the Decal 1 in 25 variant. Getting a little bit more love this week, huh?
Yeah, last week it was 40 to 50. Now it's 55 to 70. Same things we talked about last week. X-23 looks great. Trade dress looks like it doesn't belong.
Yep. Agreed. All right. That is number 7. At number 6 this week, Invincible Iron Man, issue number 10, the Lucas Vernick second print, 1 in 25. Beautiful cover. The trade dress kind of messes it up for me, right? If you're going to put this beautiful horizontal cover, make it so I can display it horizontally. Put the trade dress horizontally.
Right.
Yeah.
It does look very strange. It looks really strange. It's even more strange when you realize that it's the same cover that's just a wraparound that they just shrunk it down onto one page. So it definitely loses something by doing that. But yeah, it's very confusing looking at the trade dress one way and the image going the complete opposite.
And they made Tony Stark look like fucking Zorro out of costume. It's like, you know what I mean? Like this is like, they made him look like he's Hispanic in here, bro.
Yeah,
really, I'm Tony Stark. I'm Tony Stark, vato.
Well, speaking about that, we were talking about earlier on the show, and for those of you guys that don't know, our boy Red Hood is related. His uncle created the very first. Hold on here. The very first
Mexican American superhero.
Pretty damn cool.
Yes. Yeah, man. So he made 3 issues. The first one was kind of newspaper print, and then number 2 went more of the cardstock magazine style that you see on magazines, and number 3 same thing.
And we're gonna talk about these. We're gonna do a show on this whole story and get deep into the creation of this character and his uncle and his uncle's shop, because I think it's history and fascinating. So very, very cool information that we'll find out more information about in the future there. So let me get back to where we were at number 6 this week on the list. So, man, that's cool stuff, dude. Cool stuff. All right. How much is this one selling for again?
This one is selling for 50 to 75.
Damn.
I don't know about that. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. At number 5 this week, another book that was on the list last week, What If? Dark Tomb of Dracula. Number 1, the Art Germ 1 in 100, which is gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. This was actually lower than the X-Force book, so this is making some moves.
Yeah, last week this one was selling for 125 to 135. This week it's selling for 160 to 170.
We blew that one up, dude. That was the C-section variant, right?
Yeah.
Right. I can't remember. Did we figure out if there was any store exclusives for this or not?
I can't remember if we found out if there were store exclusives for this, but I don't think so. I'm not sure, though, on that one.
I just can't remember.
Yeah. So.
Again, it's one of the, I mean, they've Marvel has definitely ran Art Germ 1 in 100s into the ground. But it's not my favorite.
No.
I mean, it's okay, but it's not my favorite.
What happened to the Hot 10 chat box? Where did the chat go? I'm missing the chat.
Okay, so Lefter said there were not store variants for this. So
Interesting. All right, hold on, you guys. Let me figure this out. I'm missing my chat box. How much is it selling for last week, and how much is it selling for this week?
last week it was selling for 125 to 135. This week 160 to 170.
Not bad. All right. Next on the list this week, at number 4, Sentry number 1.
Yeah, this news just came out like this morning.
Yeah,
like early this morning. And I think it was something from Kirkman, right?
So
basically
Stephen Yoon or whatever, isn't that what's going on?
yeah.
Yeah, I guess Kirkman's the one who basically said, "Oh yeah, he's Sentry." So, I don't know if he was supposed to or not, but he said,
"Sorry."
It, so. Oops. And yeah, so basically, tons of copies sold today.
Yeah, because Stephen Yoon looks like every Century drawn, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Not that he has to.
Yeah, no. I mean, you can put Denzel as Century. I mean, if we're going to go that route.
That is true. Yeah, so CGC 9.8s are back up to 300 for this. I don't know. I didn't look here in the last few hours, but my guess is all the copies it basically sold were all the cheapest copies that were out there. So my guess is the price will probably, at least for the next several days, probably continue to go up some. But I don't like I'm honestly glad that we're kind of away from all this movie, causing books to triple in price. I don't mind if it goes up a little bit. When something comes out, but I'm actually kind of relieved that 2 years ago this book would have went from $250 instead of going to $300, it would have went to $700.
Man, it's like they're making sure that their castings make the books go down. You know what I mean?
Well, that's true.
Like cast him, that book is really going to tank.
Yeah, but I don't know if this is going to work or not. But it is putting. I guess it is at least putting eyes on the Century Comics for somebody.
Yeah. Well, the Century books are great, man. I love the Century stuff. Those are some of my favorite. I love the character. I thought the character was great in those first 2 series, even though I'm not a big fan of the Romita Jr. art on the second volume. But this first series was so great, and the little, shtick they pulled on us saying that it was a Jack, or it was something that they found, and it was supposed to be the first Marvel character, but it fell between the cracks or some craziness like that, that type of thing. I always thought that was funny too. So, it is what it is.
Justin Shannon, it's not gonna work. I love it. What's up, Justin?
That's what I'm worried about too. So we'll see. We will see. All right. How much is it selling for again now?
Earlier today, it did get back at 9/8, got back up to 300. It may be more than that now. I haven't looked since this morning. So
don't buy this book, bro. Don't buy this book.
I like the variant.
Buy
on
what
it.
you
I like the San
buy
Diego
what you
Comic-Con.
like, but don't buy this book.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if he does a good job. Hey, if Stephen Yoon comes out and they kill it with that character, we're gonna be eating our words here, and I'll be glad to do that.
Stephen Yoon and Echo and do an Echo series with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, you say that, but think of characters that they have killed it with, and it's not done anything for the. Like the comics don't move.
Yeah, you think about The Boys. That's such a great series, and those books don't move at all, man.
Yep.
Yeah, Invincible's been unbelievable, and I've seen a bunch of sales on like a ton of issues, but none of them were really going up in value.
Yeah.
But Invincible's been like, I mean, as far as a show is concerned, and for being a cartoon, it's as great as any comic show that's out there.
Now, like if you look at the G.I. Joe books coming out, that's causing older G.I. Joe books to move up. That's the way it should be. It shouldn't be about another medium like driving the prices. So, like, when Frank Miller did Batman, everybody wanted Batman books, and when Alan Moore did Killing Joke, people were buying Batman books. So it should be the books driving the books. But we've gotten spoiled where these movies are causing the speculation and driving up all these false prices. So,
all right, we're going to get into the top 3 here, starting off with Marvel Superhero Secret Wars number 7, first appearance of Julia Carpenter, Spider-Woman 2. More movement on this because of Madam Web, of course.
Yeah, and just for the actress that's playing her, I would tend to think that should be the most, and I could see why. Her first appearance is a little murky, I think, because she's like a cameo, and then first appearance is like Spider-Woman somewhere else. It's kind of, but this had actually dropped to less. 9/8 had dropped to less than $150 last month. This week they're selling for $230 to $250. So if you got in last month, that's a good quick flip if you want to make some money and jump out real quick.
Still a great cover, man.
Yeah, I love this series. I'm always going to love this series.
Yeah.
No matter what. So tough to get in high grade too. Me and Joe always talking about those 3-packs, right? Finding those 3-packs.
Oh yeah, man. So. I got a ton of those 3-packs, bro.
Yeah. They're great.
Now, Phil's got the one with the black suit Spidey 3-pack. Son of a bitch won't sell it to me, man.
So I have the 3-pack. This is on the front. The Spidey is behind it, and then behind that is, I guess, number 9. So yeah, I have that.
I hate
3-pack.
You, bro.
How much is this selling for, Stein?
9/8 are back up to $230 to $250.
Wow.
There we go. Not bad. All right, at number 2 this week, more Madam Web, Amazing Spider-Man issue number 210, first appearance of Madam Web. You remember when this book went absolutely crazy? This book was one of those books where when you saw it start shooting up, you knew we were in a crazy time period and that this wasn't going to last.
Yeah, and and obviously it did, it did settle. It did come back to Earth. And I don't think it really even makes any difference, like the age between Dakota Johnson?
Yeah.
And then the characters in the comics. I don't think the age thing even makes a difference.
No.
From what I can tell. Yeah, so bunch of copies sold this week for this as well. Well, we got CGC 8.5s, 175, CGC 9.2s, 275, and then not really much of a bump from a 9.2 to a 9.6. 9.6s went for 300. So, but those are all up.
Hey Ben, I just noticed. What's the grade on that GI Joe behind you, bro?
9.8.
The other way. Oh, I hate you, dude. I got a 9.4 and I have a 9.6. You, god damn it! Claim,
Only 9.
claim.
It's the only 9.8 in existence.
Wow,
Such a tough book.
it's one of my favorite books, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Good stuff.
That one will not be in a Stein pack.
That is so scarce, man. It's Jimi Hendrix like kind of homage. The only thing it needed was to be a glow in the dark, and it would have been badass.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm surprised they didn't do that.
Yeah, that it's a tough one, man.
Yeah. Well, you guys, we have one more book, but before we get to that one book, I want to remind everybody that Stein just gave us a little hint about something.
Yeah, I told you it was going to be. I guess I told everybody back in the summer it was going to probably be November, December. So I tried to at least trying to at least keep my word on that. But yeah, I've actually I was out in the garage putting books together today. So
here we go.
Yep. I'm going to lower the price. I'm going to. I'm just dumb. That's all right. I'm stupid. It'll be fun though. It'll be fun.
People get killer books out of that shit, dude.
Yeah. I'm waiting for. Basically, I would have already done it, but I'm waiting for one last CGC order to come back. So as soon as that one gets here, which they're so stupid. They received my last order on October 19th, and there's people that got received on October 31st and already have their books back, and mine is still sitting. Mine is still sitting there, and I don't even have the grade yet. I'm like, come on, it's been like a month now. But it's better than what it used to be, so I can't really complain too much. But as soon as I get those back, which will probably will be after Thanksgiving, then put them together. And I was thinking about this because Solo Wookie asked, he was like, can you get me in early or something? Because I always miss out. And you guys tell me what you think on something like this, where it's going to, the last time it sold out literally in 3 minutes. But what do you think about doing and it would not be much, but doing a subscription service and only allowing
Members.
Subscribers, yeah, subscribers to actually do that.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't want to charge. I wouldn't want to charge a lot for that.
Month,
but
$1 a month.
Yeah, something really, but just something to where I know that they are actually supporters of the channel.
Yep.
What do you guys think of that? Or anybody who's watching, what do you think about that?
Yeah, let us
I
know
think
in the
that's fair.
comments, you guys, what you think about that. If you guys would be okay with that, we'll create a membership here on the channel and have just be like Stein said, super cheap $1 a month type thing, 99 cents a month, and then those people have first dibs on certain Stein packs that he puts out let us know in the comments below,
Man.
and we want to hear from you guys on that information. So,
Yeah, that's fair.
all right, at number 1 this week, you guys, we've got Black Panther number 6, the 1 in 25, first appearance of King Metelli. I don't know how to say that, but that's what we're gonna go with.
Yeah, I don't know much about this character. I don't know about you guys, but it feels like it's been like when it comes. Remember, like a year ago, like it seemed like there were first appearances coming out, like literally like 2 or 3 every single week, and then for a while, it feels like there hasn't been a lot of like new characters introduced here recently. But this one does. It is whoever Brian just said, King
Metelli, Telly,
Yeah.
Metelli. I don't know how to say that, but I will say this: this is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Knocked it out of the park on this one, man.
Yeah, the colors, man.
Yeah, the trade dress isn't terrible. The only thing that's bad on it is the barcode and the issue number thing on the top left.
Who is this artist? Dolly?
Yes,
I don't remember. Is this a newer artist, or I don't know this artist's name?
I am not familiar with him, but he started out on Black Panther on this run, right? If I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna look it up. Hold on here.
I don't know. Thor says the series is terrible.
Is it? Oh, that sucks, dude. So, Dolly, Doaly, is the name of this artist. Trying to find more information on him. But how much is it selling for again?
So this is a 1 in 25. It is selling for 60 to 100.
Wow. 60 to 100, and it's a 1 in 25. Not bad. Man, look how good this artist is. This is some of his printings that he did. Just goes by Dolly. That's all I know. But man, look at that. Beautiful art. Gorgeous. We'll have to keep an eye on this guy. We're going to have to add him to the list. Shout out to Chloe's Comics. Oh, man. Chloe's Comics swag, one of the best IGs on the planet. Drops the $4.99 super chat. He says, I'm going to sub to support this show. See, I'm doing it now. Great show, fellas. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you. If you guys aren't following Chloe's Comics swag, there's a problem because he is one of the best IG accounts on the platform. No doubt about it. Good dude, too. Real good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And, yeah, this does have a nice Bartel color palette to it, but I love the, like the tribal art, the shield on his shoulder, the shawl, the stuff on the left side, like the tribal art there on the left side. Beautiful, gorgeous. They did a good job with issue number 1. I think they had that tribal look on issue number 1 with the shield, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it was issue before this. I'll have to find it. But yeah, number 5. Number 5, the cover to number, the A cover to number 5, the Torrin Clark is beautiful too. They got that gorgeous tribal look on it. So yeah, man, I love. Too bad that's really too bad that it's not good. That's a bummer.
Yeah, it is.
Well, we'll have to keep a look at it. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the show tonight. We had the honorable mention, Zeppelin Stories, The Deviant number 1, Amazing Fantasy number 10, Amazing Spider-Man number 30, Fantastic Four number 13, Art Adams variant, X-Force number 46, Tikal 1 in 25, Invincible Iron Man number 10, second print 1 in 25, the What If Dark Tomb of Dracula Art Germ variant 1 in 100, Sentry number 1, Secret Wars number 7, Amazing Spider-Man 210, and Black Panther number 6, 1 in 25 for the list this week. Thank you guys for hanging out with us because I got to go run downstairs. We are going to read the comments next week. Love you guys. We're ending this one short. Come hang out tomorrow night, Modern Comic Mayhem. Shout out to Mrs. Horsecock Express for the $4.99 super chat. We love you. We love all you guys. You're the best. Follow House of Stein and check out all the links below. We'll see you next time. Adios.